award will actually be announced the day before Thanksgiving, I believe. And I think we'll do it on Joe Souchere's Garage Logic podcast as we did
Nice.
last year. I think Joe will have the honor of announcing the winner of the Golden Turkey. And then, of course, they'll get a lot of publicity. And the Golden Turkey Award is, as you know, Al, and probably a lot of our listeners are aware, is something that we've handed out every year now for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years. And what we're doing is highlighting wasteful state spending.
Yeah.
And sometimes the Golden Turkey Award has gone to wasteful spending that added up to a huge number of dollars.
Yeah.
The new house Taj Mahal over in St. Paul.
We don't even talk about that thing anymore. It's getting done. We don't even talk about it anymore.
No,
It's
it's
come and
off the
gone.
radar. It's off the radar. It's a scandal. For me, the most fun Golden Turkey nominees are often the ones that don't involve so many dollars. So last year, for example, one of the nominees was a $10,000 grant that was given to a guy in northern Minnesota for the purpose of producing podcasts about the game Dungeons and Dragons for people in greater Minnesota. And you just kind of scratch your head, like whose idea was it to take $10,000 of our money and give it to some guy to produce podcasts about Dungeons and Dragons? I mean, part of what's going on here, Al, is our state government is awash in money. They have so much money that they literally don't know what to do with it all. And so you see some of this crazy spending. So that's what the Golden Turkey is all about.
I
And if you go to americanexperiment.org and go to the buttons on the top, there's a button that says Take Action. And if you click that button and scroll down just a little, you'll come to the information on the Golden Turkey Award, and you can submit nominations. And what we do, Al, as you I'm sure remember, is we have four nominees. We select
Yep.
four nominees from the suggestions we get from the public, and then it's decided by vote. We put
Okay.
it out on social media. We have 205, 210,000 people on our email list currently, and so
Yep.
we promote it to our email list, and with whatever spending gets the most votes wins the Golden Turkey Award.
Well, if we're just brainstorming here, if we might for a moment, sir, any chance I can get you, at least at some years, to put maybe a silver turkey out there? Because I don't know if the thing that's bothering me the most, and it's fresh, is actually wasteful spending. It's the Silver Turkey Fraud Award. The latest one that I want is this: we gave $20 million to nonprofits that weren't even registered as nonprofits. I don't know if that's wasteful as much as fraudulent, as much as how much I hate the state doesn't do the basics of finding out if Al's Human Fund is actually an entity, and we mailed 20 million in checks. Not a big number. My friends go, oh, that's only $20 million. It's
Well, it's
20
a big
million.
number if you give it to me, Al.
That, what, so I don't know if that.
Out here, look, in state government, that 20 million might not even be worth thinking about. Out here in the real world, $20 million is a lot of money. And this is part of the problem, Al. This is part of the problem. We've got people running our state government who couldn't care less about taxpayers' money.
So, but does that count? Can I nominate that? Like I say, I don't
Yeah.
know if that is
Oh,
wasteful or if
absolutely.
that's
In
a
fact,
different
Feeding
turkey
Our
award.
Future won the award. I think it was two
Okay.
years ago.
Okay. So
Feeding
that
Our
fits.
Future actually won the award. Yeah, I mean, fraud is a huge problem in Minnesota. I mean, it's unbelievable how much money is just stolen out from under the noses of the people in state government that are supposed to be looking out for our interests.
All right, fair enough. A lot of ways to go there if you want to vote. If you got the email, you already know, but just hit the link. Otherwise, you go to americanexperiment.org, go to Take Action, and it's right there. It's easy. That's probably the easiest way. Hit submit, put your name and idea in, and boom, it's in. The way to get to the American Experiment, you can use the Google thing, you can go online, or now you can go to the Al Travis Show website, altravisshow.com, and at the very top is the American Experiments banner. Hit that, and you're right there as well, because you've been a great sponsor for us forever. I'm just letting you know now as we speak. I finally got that thing updated, so you're
Awesome.
at the top. So
Great.
we're up and running. So okay, this is how you and I got started technically, because I got a copy of your magazine. It was the Golden Turkey Awards. Could not stop laughing through the whole thing, laughing with tears in my eyes because it was sad as all get out. But I got to get these guys on, and I've absolutely loved you guys since. It's the Golden Turkey. Get it today. All right, so that's the business end of things. true business today as we speak, and we'll see how this works out. But according to all the news sources now, Donald Trump, President Trump, has brokered a deal with Hamas and Israel. Supposedly by Monday is what I hear. All hostages and/or the bodies of the hostages that are not alive with us anymore are all going to be swapped back and forth. That a ceasefire is in place, and if this is true, this might be the biggest thing this guy's done in whatever it's been 10 months, right? I mean, wow.
Well, let's see, Al. President Trump proposed a 20-point peace plan that had
Yep.
a number of provisions, and it included getting rid of Hamas. It
Yeah.
included having an international group oversee Gaza and replace Hamas in charge of that territory. That none of that is being implemented. So what we
Okay.
have so far is a ceasefire agreement in which the hostages, or the bodies of the hostages, probably in most cases, are going to be returned to Israel. There'll be a ceasefire. The IDF is going to withdraw from not all of Gaza, but I think roughly half of Gaza. And Israel is going to release about 250 terrorists, Hamas terrorists who have been convicted of various crimes. And then they're supposed to continue negotiating over the remaining issues in Trump's peace plan. And that really has to do with the future of Gaza and the future of Hamas. So none of those things have been settled. Hamas survives. Hamas lives to fight another day,
Yeah.
and Hamas remains in control of Gaza. So this is not by any means an ultimate peace agreement, or is it, nor is it any kind of great victory, over the people who launched the massacre of October 7. But it is a ceasefire agreement that will result in the bodies of hostages being returned, and whatever number of live hostages there may still be.
If there are, and they're saying probably half are still alive, if they are, the stories that we will hear when they come back could change this whole thing as well, right? I mean, if they're taken care of in wonderful ways, maybe that'd be one thing. But if they're the horror stories we believe to be true, that's gonna be in the front page of every paper across the world as well. Gonna make things
We'll
tough.
see about that, Al. One of the hostages who got released has written a book. I think it's just called Hostage, and it is an extraordinary, just unbelievably awful account of his more than a year as a captive of Hamas. And that book is getting quite a bit of publicity. But
Yep.
you're right. I mean, there are more of these horror stories yet to come.
All right. We've got to go to break. I want to come back. We are in what are the one? I called it a shutdown, and somebody on the show fixed me and said, no, it's a furloughing of non-essential employees until the budget gets fixed. We'll talk about that with John Hinderaker right after this.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Hey, Brian, what do you call a lobbyist with a sense of humor?
Me?
Close. Momentum advocacy.
We help clients get real results at the Capitol with strategy, relationships, and just enough charm to make it fun.
From policy wins to media spots, we've got your back.
Nonprofits, businesses, coalitions, we've helped them all.
And we do it with nearly 90 years of combined experience.
Momentum advocacy.
As always, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more about our team at momentum-advocacy.com.
You don't need to ask him his opinion more than once. Al Travis on The Al Travis Show.
He's John Hinderaker, president of American Experiment. Go to americanexperiment.gov or .org? .org. Or you can go to the Al Travis Show Facebook page, Al Travis Show, and hit the top link, and you'll go right there as well. All right, so tell me how wrong I am, John. I'm a conservative, especially when it comes to cash, when it comes to money in the government. I am not thrilled that the Republicans, now that they're in charge, have taken 10 months and have not got the 12 appropriations bills done. It doesn't thrill me. They asked for another 6 weeks. Do I really believe in 11 and a half months they'll have it done? Or are we still kicking this can down the road? So I'm not thrilled with my Republican buddies. On the other side, I am looking at the Democrats not signing a continuing resolution, which has been signed 13 times before by all these people. It's a it just keeps doing what you already voted on 13 times. We're shut down for 9 days. Who's right here?
Well, what the Democrats are trying to do, Al, is to repeal, in effect, the One Big Beautiful Bill, or at least key provisions of the One Big Beautiful Bill. So President Trump was elected by the American people to do things like stop giving free health care to illegal aliens. That's one of the things he ran on, one of the things people voted for, and one of the things that got included in the One Big Beautiful Bill that passed in July. And because that was a reconciliation budget bill, I don't thoroughly understand these arcane Senate rules, by the way. It couldn't be filibustered, right? It couldn't be filibustered. Well, now the continuing resolution does not fall into that category. It can be filibustered. And so what's happened is that the Democrats, and 3 Democrats crossed over to vote with the Republicans, but there were still 45 Democrats who voted to filibuster the continuing resolution. And what their idea is to keep the filibuster going until key provisions of the One Big Beautiful Bill, like illegal aliens not getting free health care, are repealed. And if you look at, David Zimmer has a great piece on this at americanexperiment.org. If our listeners go to americanexperiment.org and read the piece you'll see on the front page there by David Zimmer about the shutdown, he explains this very clearly, and he shows the language in the Democrat bill, with what they want, that just eliminates these key provisions of the One Big Beautiful Bill. So in effect, the Democrats are demanding that the Republicans give up their legislative majorities.
Yeah. What's interesting to me about getting rid of the Big Beautiful Bill, because the Democrats will say, and you can watch any of the Democratic news channels, if you will, and these people talking, is that illegals can't get health insurance. It is illegal for them to get health insurance. It's such a word game, John, because what they're actually doing is saying, oh, you're 100% correct. They can't get a health insurance card. They go to the doctor, and the bill they want will just pay the doctor directly. No insurance company needed. We'll pay whatever the costs come up with the doctor, the hospital, whatever. That's better insurance than I've got. I got to go through all the work of going through an insurance company.
Well, I believe there are at least 14 states in which illegal aliens are in fact getting free health care. Minnesota's one of them. Minnesota's one of them. For these people to go on television and say, oh, no, this isn't happening. Well, if it isn't happening, why are they shutting down the government to make it happen? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and see, and that's the back talk. It's like, well, okay, if we go with you, this doesn't happen in the country anyway. Well, then why are you trying to put it in a bill? Doesn't happen. They're not going to the doctor.
Why you shut down the government then? I mean,
that
makes
no
any sense whatsoever.
All right. One last thing does make a lot of sense. Our governor, Walz, has now said he's really probably not going to go for a special session because those, darn Republicans won't play along. But he's going to do town halls across the state, and he's going to listen, and we're going to listen to the stories of people who want guns taken away. And he says this, and I think Speaker Demuth really comes off really good here. She comes out and says, he calls a special session, we'll go, we're there, but he can't ask us to jump onto a bill which he hasn't shown us is not written and just say, we'll get something done. We want to see what he wants, and he has yet to come up with that. Is there really a chance the Democrats, with all of the, for years, not just what happened with Annunciation Church, they don't have a gun bill ready that they would just slop it, take out of the file and put it down and say, here's what we're looking for? They don't have that?
Well, Al, they had one. They passed it in 2023. That was the red flag law. That was the
Yeah.
gun bill they wanted to pass, and they passed it. There was never going to be a special session. We've been saying this for weeks. There are Democrats in the legislature who don't want to have to vote for more and more and more gun control, and who wouldn't, in fact, vote for more and more and more gun control because they wouldn't get reelected. And so Governor Walz has been talking about calling a special session. He never intended to do that. It is a 100% political ploy. And now, going around the state and doing town halls on guns, what's going on here, I think, Al, is that there are people, including Governor Walz, who would like the 2026 election to be about something other than his record in office. He doesn't want to talk about the economy or taxes or education or crime or any of the issues that Minnesotans are really concerned about. He wants to change the subject to guns, just like they changed the subject to abortion back in 2022.
And I love the idea he's going to go out and discuss, guns with the people. He is going to be at the Pheasant Opener this weekend. I hope he starts the conversation with those people about how mean and nasty their guns are. And then I'd love, maybe you guys, let's keep track of, and I'll try, keep track of the towns that he goes to. I got a real feeling it's going to be in about a 7-county metro area, and I won't see him a whole lot out here with the rocks and cows. Could I be wrong? We rocks and cows like our guns.
You could be right, Al. Governor Walz does not venture out among the rocks and cows any more than he absolutely has to.
And especially you're going to want to talk about your guns. I don't think that's the conversation he wants out here. John, I love having you on the program. I think you know that. I appreciate you having been on the program for years, like I say, starting with this Golden Turkey. Get your Golden Turkey Award nominations in. Go to AmericanExperiment.org or thealtravisshow.com. Hit the button at the top. And this is under, Alan, what do we call it? Take Action.
Take action.
Go to the Take Action button, get there, put in your Golden Turkey. I'm pushing for this whole $20 million given to nonprofits that weren't even nonprofits. It's the human fund. You don't have to have a social security number. You just, no, not here in Minnesota. John, I appreciate you, my friend. I really do.
Always great to be with you, Al.
John Hinderaker, the American Experiment.
Think about it. Now that school's out for the summer,